play for still?
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Yes! Up the Villa! Finally out of 11th place purgatory. I never thought I'd be so happy to say we're in 9th position in the league and to be out of that 11th place purgatory, but that's fantastic. That is a really, really good statement win for Aston Villa. I'm going to rely on a lot of your comments. I'm going to highlight a lot all your comments here today, guys, because don't have Paddy. I don't know if he's going to be jumping on, but I think we should all share in the victory today because 20th, first time we've won away at Stamford Bridge in 20 attempts. This guy Unai Emery, he laughs in the face of danger. I told you guys this. We said it messing when he killed the curse of Manchester United 2 days after taking over the team. Then he killed the curse of the black jersey, the third jersey, in no time at all. He's got an absolutely unbelievable. It's a bonkers away record now with Aston Villa, and he goes to Stamford Bridge and he does the job there too. Absolutely excellent. Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 0. And that's the podcast because it was a really, really great. It was a really great performance. Yeah, Chelsea had a ton of shots. They peppered us and we made mistakes and they made mistakes and we capitalized and they didn't capitalize. But what it really comes back to is Aston Villa were a team out there today. You could see it, that they were a team of players. They're players that are getting really comfortable with each other. I hope my mic is okay. Yes, it is. Sorry. They're a team of players out there. And Chelsea weren't really. And that's what it came down to. And I spoke about that prior to the game, that it means an awful lot to have those players to go out and bust the gut for each other. And they did. And we've two history makers today. Don't let us forget that. Ollie Watkins, history maker, first Villa player ever to score in 5 or 6 away appearances. I did after his first miss, and you know me, I've always been Ollie Watkins' biggest cheerleader. Remember the hashtag Team Neil, hashtag Team Paddy? I've always been on Ollie Watkins' side. And after the first attempt that he skewed about 14 yards wide, I was kind of going, oh no, that's the one that he has to hit the back of the onion bag with. But then Cucurella, who I'm on record as saying, if he's worth 60 million, I need a new agent because I'm surely worth I'm surely worth tens of millions as well because he's not good. He's not a good footballer, Cucurella. Not a good footballer at all. Never seen him play well. Makes a pretty unneeded error from a Chelsea point of view, but for us, it's brilliant. Ollie Watkins skips in, lobs the goalkeeper, 1-0 Aston Villa. Happy days. Then we get our goal absolutely peppered until half-time. In the interim, there was a Jacob Ramsey break. Actually, I want to talk about that because I want to look at it back again. Afterwards, I looked on Twitter, and this isn't me having a go at anyone or disparaging. This is just me telling you what I feel about that situation. But when I went on Twitter, I couldn't believe that the people were saying that, oh my God, he has to square it to Ollie Watkins there. I don't think there's a player on the field that sees that past Ollie Watkins there. Anyone of the 22 that were on the field today, and the 9 subs on either bench, I don't think anybody could have played that past Ollie Watkins there. Just the way that he was running. But I need to watch it back again. It's not something that struck me. But the reason I bring up Jacob Ramsey is I thought he was absolutely outstanding today. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was really came back to his own. And only for John McGinn's absolute belter of a strike. The two of them, the one went off the crossbar, and the other one that went into the back of the net, a super goal. I probably would have given man of the match to Jacob Ramsey. I thought he was good. I thought he was really good today. And the reason I would have given him man of the match, maybe he wasn't the best player on the field, but the reason I would have given him man of the match is because I was beginning to see a small little bit of grab it by the scruff of the neck about him today. And that's what we want. That's what we want from one of those players. A real. Here's Paddy out of nowhere. Paddy at the back post. Oh, Paddy, I wasn't expecting you on. I was just going lamenting and going through what a great win, and I was getting ready. I was staring a load of comments there to get. So we're going to focus on comments for this podcast as well. But Paddy, what you make of it?
Well, obviously I'm delighted. Very very efficient performance. Not without errors and chances for them either. But like we've been saying for the last few weeks, it's an Emery style win. It's a record breaker for Emi Martinez. It's a record breaker for Ollie Watkins, although he should have broke it maybe 10 minutes before he did. But we won't complain about that, will we?
I haven't. I've said that.
I knew you wouldn't.
I said, yeah, I didn't think he was going to score after he put it 14 yards wide with his first effort, but then his second effort was absolutely brilliant. So fair play to him. Sam Bentley, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. And Matt Hanlon as well. Thank you so much. Man of the match was so tough, he says. McGinn, but Ramsey, Watkins, Luis were also good. Still think Bundy and Bailey are both better as subs with something to prove, but no complaints up the Villa. Thank you so much, Matt. Really, really appreciate it. I'm buzzing. I'm happier. I'm really happy after that win because Paddy, I'm happy that you're here too because I've got somebody to bounce it off. The reason I'm happy after that win, as I say, is because I kind of said in the post in the team sheet tantrum, I just had a feeling that today was going to be one of those ones where we would just suffocate teams and let them come onto us and suffocate them with defense, snap and break, and maybe have only 3 or 4. Or I said it was like if we have 2 shots on target and they have 28 shots on target and we win 1-0. Well, isn't that brilliant? We won 2-0 and we had 4 shots, I think, on target in the whole game. Yeah. So it's
well, look,
it's one of those ones.
It's brilliant in a way that Emery has found a way of getting a result for us with what we have. We probably won't accept that next season in games because he will add to it. He will bring players in to complement what he has. But for now, that's the best we can hope for. And I wasn't joking earlier when I said we could get 9 points out of these 3 games, and here we go. It's magic. It's brilliant. It's brilliant to be looking at beating the likes of Chelsea. I know we've got bigger games as well further down the line, but I think if we get the 9 points this week, it would really put the pressure on the others around us.
Yeah, I think so too. And it got, like, I'm going to stay away from the European talk, obviously, for a moment because, but maybe the post-match podcast from Villa Park, Paddy, that we're going to do next week after Forest. And if as you say, if we have 3 wins in a row there, if we have 9 points at the end of that, you might have a job stopping me talking about it. You might have a job stopping me talk about it. That's what I'd say at that stage. But I want to bring on some of the comments here because we've got almost 300 people here in the podcast. Rich Holling says, what a performance up the Villa. Alfie's Reef, great to see it. Can we start dreaming it? Give us 7 days. And maybe we can. There's people talking about top 4. Michael Waters is talking about top 4 next season. Where else are we there? I saw another comment I wanted to get to there as well. AVFC US has a professional win. Sorry for yawning. Oh, I was trying to reason with a 16-month-old this morning at 2:30 that the birdies weren't flying in the sky, so therefore she had to go back to bed. And it took me a good 90 minutes to reason her to go back to bed. So I am yawning because of that. But a professional win, Paddy. That's exactly what I call it. That was a professional win. And what did I like? 1-0 to the Arsenal. I said the John Graham era or the George Graham era. That was George Graham football today. It was tight at the back. We even brought on a 5th defender at half time. And went for it. And I'll say something. That's the best game I've seen Callum Chambers play all season. I thought he was really good today.
I'm glad you said it because I would have been accused of being biased. But I thought he was excellent. In fairness,
I thought he was really good.
I did think we had to get that second goal. I thought it was vital. They were knocking on the door. I felt they were getting every 50-50 decision. What did he do in the first half? Didn't the ball hit off him? Because I was at my son's match and was watching the match on my phone. Did the referee stop a pass?
Yeah, that was Douglas Luiz or something, wasn't it?
And he played on. He's supposed to stop the ball and bounce it. So when it
went to João Felix, I think as well.
Yeah, So when I saw that, I said this guy has it in for us today. But then he spotted the push on Ashley Young for the what would have been the equaliser, and it was a good spot. It didn't need VAR for it, even though they checked it. What they were checking is beyond me, because we could all see it with one replay. It was a push in the back. So happy days.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was pushing the back as well. Yeah. Jimmy Floyd doing his Chelsea legendary status ship no harm at halftime anyway with some of his punditry, I'd say. But
can we take 30 seconds to just have a little laugh at Ben Chilwell's future career?
To say it.
His future career in refereeing is just dead in the water because he contested every decision that he had no right to contest. He's a fucking plonker, an absolute plonker of the highest order.
He was our best player, I thought, today, but like he's a bag of rats. Like when he's out there, isn't he? He never stops giving out.
Jeez, but the thing is, if that's us, it's a yellow card straight away. If we're in the referee's face that much, and talk about who was the game at Southampton, was it, when we got the fine, even though we were right?
Yeah.
How many times did they surround the referee today and nothing? Absolutely nothing. Nothing will be said about it. It's disgraceful. Carry on. But anyway, when we're a big team next year and we're pushing for Europe, we can demand those decisions too.
Oh God!
Put the feet up.
Yeah,
we're not putting the feet up. We're going for Europe.
These boys.
We might not get it, but we're going for it.
These lads, huh? They know exactly why. We aren't 11 anymore. We aren't 11th anymore, and that's definitely good, something to celebrate. Octopus Prime says you can't buy organization, and you absolutely can't. That's like Unai Emery. Of all the things he's done for Aston Villa, is he's brought organisation to the team, and you can see the attention to detail that he brings. You know, you only have to hear John McGinn's interview during the week. I thought John McGinn was thorny during the week in that interview, and I didn't expect him to start to allude to two former coaches in an interview. I didn't think it was his style. But you know, he mentioned that Unai Emery was very detail orientated and stuff like that, and that a lot of players got a bit of a shake-up when he came in, and it looks like it, you know, because the organisation is there. And once again, he's doing this with one extra player. You know, one extra player is all we have in Alex Moreno. So the former guy, you know, the difference is night and day from organisation, from the attention to detail, and it just goes to show.
It was quite obvious that the former guy liked his sound bites more than he liked talking to his players. That's what I get out of it. You know,
that's why people come to this podcast, for that statements like that, Paddy. Oh God! Martin Whitby asked, did the girls win? Did the female team win?
There's no game
tomorrow, isn't it? 6:30 tomorrow, I think, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you could be right there.
I think it's 6:30. I think it's on TV 6:30 tomorrow on Sky. So all to be written on that one. Joseph Bain says, tactical masterclass from Emery today, switching the formation 3 times as circumstances change. Absolutely. That is, and once again, without making this about the former guy, that this is like, that would never have happened. It would have been, let's bring on 4 strikers. That would have been it, because we would have been 2-0 down. But the way the formation did change, I noticed that as well. It changed once in the first half anyway, and obviously when Chambers came on in the second half, it changed again. So like there was adaptation, there was in-game changes, and that's something, Paddy, I think you actually did go blue in the face one day in a podcast when we were speaking about about in-game changes. So it's great to see that now as well. Where else are we here? I'm just going to scroll down through a couple of here. I'm so sorry. I missed a couple of your comments there.
You're on there. Thanks so much, Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick.
Happy 9th in the table.
Thank you very much.
One reason for us all to be celebrating, we're in the top half today. Fantastic.
Paddy, talk to me about John McGinn there while I go looking through the comments.
I said it in the team sheet tantrum. It's just great to see him have a freer role than be sitting in that deeper. No, he sat a bit deeper, obviously, when we had to make the change. I thought it'll be interesting to see, did he make the change tactically because he was carrying a yellow card, or was he feeling the injury a little bit? But you know, if we were going to have him for one of these 3 games, Boubacar Kamara, that is, I'm glad we had him for this one, because he was good in the first half, albeit he was walking on eggshells after picking up a very early yellow card.
And I think that's exactly it. You know, the fact that he had the fact that he's coming back from injury, the fact that he had the yellow card, I think that's why they took him off. I think that's why they took him off for sure.
So
That's
Suarez,
Eve.
yeah, yes, Shane, smiling at the end. It was great to see him in the crowd. I know he's based in London, so there's no reason for him not to be there. And poor Kieran O'Callaghan's a bit drunk. Kieran, we'll see you next Saturday, and we'll all get a bit drunk together.
Yeah. Just, I suppose, Paddy, as well, you know, we had Philly. Thank you so much, Philly D. Really appreciate it. A routine win against the bottom half team.
Brilliant.
I've seen a couple of you lads there commented about Emi Martinez. Emi Martinez, obviously, yes, history maker today. Most amount of clean sheets in his first 100 games. Ollie Watkins,
34.
Ollie Watkins, history maker again today. Scored the most consecutive away goals as well. That doesn't happen by accident. You know that, and that doesn't happen by accident. It's an Unai Emery turnaround. But like, we were shipping goals and we couldn't score goals under Steven Gerrard. There was a time there, Paddy. Remember we were highlighted on Football Focus. I think it was. We were highlighted as only having scored 6 goals. And I think that was like after about 8 or 9 games, we'd only 6 goals scored. I can't remember. And now we can't stop scoring. We've scored in what? All 17 now, I think, of Unai Emery's games, including cup games.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
like, that's fantastic. Like, if you score goals, I've said it before, if you score goals, you always have a chance. If you don't concede goals, you always have a chance. But if you're scoring goals and you don't concede goals, then you're going to win. It's that simple. That's the game of football. That's it. There you go. There's your tactics. Yeah. But how do you make it happen?
And look, like he obviously has something about him with the players. The players are unrecognizable to what they were 3 months ago. He's done a fantastic job. And forget about the individual plaudits that were given out to Martinez and whatever. It's a team sport. The team are now on the top half of the table, and we have a world-class manager. And I don't say that lightly. It is a world-class manager we have. We have to get behind him. We can't have fellas in the Trinity Road shouting, "Oh, just fucking kick it long." No, we don't kick it long. We will make mistakes. We did make one in the first half. We were nearly punished. That will happen, but we can't keep conceding possession. The game is all about possession. Keep the bloody ball. And we only keep the ball by playing it out from the back. And it's not going to change. And those dinosaurs need to get used to it. And we all need to roll with the times because we have a world-class manager on our hands. And I hope we have him for many, many years to come. And I hope he achieves everything he dreams being at our club because he's done a fantastic job.
Paddy, do you think if we were doing For the Love of Tommy Chopper Harris podcast today, do you think that you would be here and you wouldn't be giving both barrels to Mudryk today? Do you think we'd be here and we'd be glossing over that miss from Mudryk today?
Well, the first thing I said was I didn't gloss over Ollie Watkins' miss, so I'm not going to gloss over that. There was a terrible miss. It
hit his heel.
What did they pay for him? 80 million?
Oh, yeah, I can. I was skeptical of the price.
If you're paying 80 million for a striker, you would expect him to be at least doing a bit better than what he did for that chance. Very, very strange signing. Very, very poor. He's been poor. I said it in the team sheet tantrum and then went, "Oh shit, shouldn't have said that." But he has been a poor signing for them, and thankfully he didn't get any better today.
And it's funny, you know, when you talk about that you said, "Oh shite," in the team sheet tantrum. My superstitions were killing me today. I tweeted the Ben Chilwell thing after he had the goal disallowed, and I went, "Oh, I shouldn't have tweeted. Should have waited until afterwards." And then when I was changing the name of the stream's name to Villa No Fools as Ollie and Emery are history makers, and I waited until I saw full time Villa 2. Chelsea 0 because I didn't want to jinx it. So I think we are those types of people. And I saw that Carney, what's the score? I heard that chant on TV as well. So it was it's
and Carney, how many minutes did you get today?
Well, look,
he's got
a
terrible move. Terrible move for him. Great move for us to get 20 million from. So look, we move on.
He would 1,000,000% have been coming in at halftime today instead of Boubacar Kamara. And he probably would have played the last 3 games when Boubacar Kamara was out of the team, or the last 2 games when Boubacar Kamara was out of the team. So look, if some butts were candy and nuts, and we move on. Michael Huggins is a man after my own heart today. So Aston Villa win, boxing is later on, and then there's WrestleMania tonight. I don't care. I'm the biggest 37-year-old child when it comes to Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. You can guarantee I will be watching that tonight. So, Michael, that's the job. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It's going to be staying up.
I'm afraid to ask, what number is this WrestleMania? It's probably in the 30s at this stage, is it? Well, I know I only ever stayed up for one WrestleMania, and that was WrestleMania 3, Andre the Giant against Hulk Hogan, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat against Macho Man Randy Savage.
That's the job. They're
show my age now. Don't tell me it's 39, is it? Oh my God.
Is it 39? Was WrestleMania going before I was born?
Yeah, 2 of them have said 39. 3 of them have said 39. Anyway, there you go. I'm getting old.
It's from Hollywood today, anyway. So WrestleMania 3. So if it's
WrestleMania 3, Pontiac Silverdome was also Hollywood, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm sure it was the Pontiac Silverdome. I don't know where that is.
Paddy, I was only a couple of months old. I was probably only just born. It was probably in late April, so maybe I wasn't even born. I don't know. So anyway.
Not a wrestling podcast.
Moving swiftly along for Paddy's sake. But final word in this, because I got to skip off there in a moment, guys. But final word on Aston Villa today. I suppose really Aston Villa. Well, I suppose we call Aston Villa 2023 2.0. If you want to call it, for want of a better word, but like it goes like the club. Like God, Paddy, I'll never forget. Like, sorry, I'll start. I get my thoughts and process in future before I open my mouth, and stop trying to do it when my mouth is open. But I remember when the Fulham game happened, I didn't get to see an awful lot of the Fulham game. I was running out. I was actually rehearsing. Remember that acting thing I was doing, and I was actually rehearsing that night when the Fulham game was on. And I was running in and out to the Jacks to check the score on my phone and to watch bits and pieces of it. The guys who I was acting with, there was the thought I had an awful problem. But I remember when that game was over, I shot home here, and we did the Stephen Gerrard podcast. We did the podcast, and we found out Gerrard was sacked. That was a low time. Tyrone Mings couldn't head the ball straight for like 4 games in a row there, and he got sent off that day, if I remember rightly, against Fulham. And to turn around and to see him there today, he looked a colossus of stability there. Yes, he gave that ball away, but he made up for it. He tackled people, he blocked, he threw his body in front of it. We look really good with 5 at the back. We look like we knew what we were doing. And for me, Paddy, it goes back to the whole narrative of this whole coming into this game was, these guys know how to play. They know each other's idiosyncrasies now. They know Unai Emery's idiosyncrasies. And we came up against the team today that had really good individuals, but did not know each other. And it's stability. We're almost playing like an international football team now. And it may not be the sexiest thing in the world, but we're getting really good results, and long may it continue.
Yeah. And the ironic thing is, I'm sure I said it on the podcast when Gerrard went, I wanted Potter. We got an upgrade on Potter. We got an absolute man management and a master tactician who's got 99% of what he's done spot on. I thought he would have brought in Luca Dean a bit earlier to fit the system, because I was worried about Moreno giving the ball away higher up the pitch, and I knew Luca Dean wouldn't have been getting into those positions. But look, so I had it on the screen there. It's gone past me now, but somebody is saying give Douglas Luiz some love.
That's what I was looking for.
He's absolutely immense, in fairness to him, absolutely immense. And to think what Manchester City have given away, someone who they had at their disposal, didn't wait for him to get his international caps in order to get his international clearance. Let him go to, what are they called? Girona,
wasn't it?
Yeah, before coming to us, and now we've got a world-class player, and it's only a matter of time before he's in that Brazil squad. As soon as they realise how good he is, as soon as they see us shooting up the table, you can be sure that he's going to be in that international squad. And small word for Mr. Southgate, to leave Ollie Watkins in the form he's in out of the England squad, and to leave Tyrone Mings in the form he's in out of the England squad, and justify bringing in Calvin Phillips. Give your head a wobble, man, because you're heading out of that fucking job because you're useless.
Anyway, let's finish on a positive note. I put up, and I'll be honest with you, when I put up this tweet, I thought to myself, I'm buying followers on Twitter here because there's no way Villa are not going to concede in this game, because like we were getting we're getting peppered for a 10-minute period in the first half, but we did. We played the game. We won 2-0. We played a clean sheet. So with that in mind, I did say that I was going to pick a winner from anybody who retweeted the tweet and followed the podcast. So I'm going to do it live. Here. Usually we don't do this live, but I'm just going to pop in the link for the tweet again. I'm going to load the tweets.
I must have missed that one.
Here. Yeah, tweet is loading up here. So you must follow us here as well. I'm going to keep everything standard. So we're going to continue. We are now going to continue, and we are going to draw the winner. So drum roll, please. 150 entries. The winner is Callum Byrne. Byrne? I'm going to say Byrne.
Byrne, I'd say,
Byrne. Yeah, you are the winner of a home shirt with player name and number on the back of it. Hit us up in the DMs. Slide into the DMs, brother, and we'll get you a shirt out to you ASAP.
And do it quick, because I'm reliably informed that there's not many shirts left for sale. So,
well, if they don't have a home shirt in your size, we'll get you an away or a third one, whichever one of the shirts we have. If there is a size issue with it, yeah,
perfect,
great stuff. Sorted. Excellent stuff. Congratulations, Callum. I'll just keep it up there on the screen just in case you're watching. And if you don't watch the podcast, start watching the podcast, man. That's the other thing.
Well, if he doesn't watch the podcast, he can't reach out to us, can he?
If he doesn't watch the podcast, he can't reach out to me, so we might have to redraw again on the Leicester preview show. Yes, and don't forget to hit the likes in this podcast, the thumbs up in this podcast. As I said, if you like the podcast, tell everybody you know you like the podcast, and they should like it too. If you don't like it, you keep it to yourself, because we don't want people thinking that we're crap at our job at our job here at podcasting. So thanks so much, everybody. We're going to leave it at that. A great win for Aston Villa today. Unai Emery is walking on water. I am so looking forward. I don't care if we have another 4-2 collapse against Leicester during the week. I'm really looking forward to going to Villa Park at the next weekend. I saw that there was Spicy Pricey. I think you said that you were after securing tickets there as well. A couple of more people have reached out to me, said that they're going to the Forest game. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody over there, and I'm looking forward most of all to see Unai Emery start pulling the puppets like the puppet master on the sideline there to make things happen, because Aston Villa have an opportunity to shoot up this league even further. We're out of our 11th place purgatory, and long may it continue that we shoot up this league. So Paddy, any last few words before we...
Well, there's a few people sending messages wondering where we'll be. Just send us a DM next Saturday. We'll tell you what pub we're in. Join us for a swift
pub.
Either before or after the game. We'll be in a pub somewhere in the vicinity of Villa Park.
Exactly. All right, everybody, we're going to leave it at that. Thank you so much. Also, yes, guys, I'm going to be jumping on the Claret and Blue podcast in a moment with Dan Ronaldson. So if you guys are looking for more Villa chat, and if you just want to keep this rolling on, have a look out for that as well.
There's more than one Villa podcast, is there?
There's tons of them, and they're all absolutely excellent. That's the one great thing about Aston Villa, is we don't have any... Well, I don't think we've any pricks in our podcasting fraternity, so we're unlike maybe Arsenal Fan TV.
God, you're so nice. You're so nice.
Look, being nice is free, Paddy. Being nice is free, and I'm honest too as well. So, listen, see you guys over there. But we will also be back right hot in the heels, probably Monday night, maybe even Sunday night, maybe even tomorrow night, with a preview of the Leicester game. So watch out for that as well. Thanks very much, everybody, for all you do for the podcast. Villa 2, Chelsea 0. Go away and celebrate it, but do it safe and do it sound. And until next time, all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.